welcome back to another episode of Guy Party.
This is Beautiful Brad.
This is Chester.
What up, Chester?
Good party.
Guy Party.
I'm feeling it. We just got off of another pod where I feel like the Guy Party love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm feeling like Guy Party could be like one of those, like, just like terms people just throw around, like...
Yeah.
Like, people say, like, party on, dudes.
Yeah.
People just say, Guy Party.
Guy Party.
Yeah. Like we do.
Yeah.
But it's common.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've talked about it before. It's just like, you can use Guy Party in so many different situations. It's like, Guy Party, like, ready to party, or like something stupid happened. Guy Party.
Right. Or, like, you passed the bar.
Yeah.
Guy Party.
Guy Party. Or you got pulled over by the fucking police.
Guy Party.
Guy Party.
Yeah. You found the cure for cancer.
Guy Party.
Guy Party. You found a way to clone livers.
Yeah.
Guy
Party. Yeah, I mean, it's like the word fuck. Like, you could just use it.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck yeah, or like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. There's a whole spectrum of fuck, and there's a whole spectrum of Guy Party. And, I mean, fuck is another word for banging. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I don't know why Guy Party can't become that. Like, you're banging a chick, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna Guy Party you so good.
Yeah, next time I might try to do it. Maybe you should try to implement it and see if it works. But
yeah, just like getting it like, oh yeah, babe, you like that Guy Party? Yeah. Like, just no. Just fucking tape my mouth.
But see how you said it was like all very intimate,
seductive.
Like, yeah. So Guy Party is like fuck. Like, you could just use it in so many different ways.
Absolutely. All right, so feeling the Guy Party love, and I'm not feeling what I saw on Sunday.
I'm not either. The Bengals.
Right.
Yeah.
So much anticipation for the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I love week one because there is all that anticipation, but fuck, man. It's like, should Bengals fans just start tuning in on week 3?
Man, that's what Crickets kind of said. Like, we got to start expecting this shit because
it's happened the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, Joe Burrow has never had an off season.
Preseason.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It was awful.
And I know he said, like, yeah, week 1 isn't like, this isn't the team we are. We don't, you don't put a lot into week 1. But you know what? I mean, at the end of the year last year, I mean, if we're ready for the regular season and we beat Pittsburgh and or Dallas,
yeah,
we're the number 1 seed, and who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
The fucking game's played in Paycor, and maybe it's different. Maybe it's a different outcome.
The Bengals get the 5th down.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it matters. I feel like every game matters, and I don't necessarily like that attitude that it's like, it's the first game, throw it away.
I don't like it either, especially because we're no longer a team of let's get to the playoffs and win a game. We are championship or bust.
Absolutely.
And especially after you paid your quarterback $300 million.
Yeah, that's the expectation when you've got a guy that you paid that much to.
Yeah.
Your expectation is Super Bowl.
Isn't it, though, the most Cincinnati fucking thing ever that you make this guy the highest paid NFL player of all time and he goes out and throws for 82 fucking yards?
I kind of wish they would have settled this shit earlier in the offseason because they signed the deal and it's like 2 days later we have our opening game.
Yeah.
And I think it happened actually, it wasn't 2 days, but it was like the day of the Thursday nighter. The opening game of the season, and every Bengals fan is fucking running high after that. Yeah, we got Joey B signed long term. Mm-hmm. Fucking Chiefs lost. This is great. And then we get to Cleveland, and okay, it's raining, but you know what? The Browns could figure it out, and we couldn't. And that's really fucking weird because think about the last game we won last year.
Buffalo.
The Buffalo snow game.
Yeah.
We had that shit figured out and they didn't.
Yeah, it's like, well, guess what, Buffalo? You're in Buffalo. It's the snow capital of the fucking world.
Right, you should know how to play a snow game, right? And I'm not saying, like, we should know how to play a rain game, but they practice for that shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just... I mean, the offense was just super disappointing altogether. I think the offensive line just wasn't ready to gel yet, and there was constant pressure on Joey B, and I do feel like Cleveland has one of the best D-lines in the fucking NFL, especially with Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett could retire now and be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he absolutely could.
So, yeah.
I mean, he could retire. He could probably be a Hall of Famer just on his games against the Bengals.
Yeah.
The fucking dude is a machine, especially against us for some reason.
Did you see that clip of him, like, dribbling basketballs?
Yeah.
Well, he was acting like he was dribbling basketballs, and then he rushed the center, Karras, and got around him and just fucking hit Burrow.
At the end of the game?
No, it was like the first fucking play.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the first series.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. Myles Garrett is a Hall of Fame defensive end, and this guy is the real fucking deal, and he ate us. He ate us up.
And I feel like we do struggle with these, like, elite pass rushers. Like
we do.
Like Aaron Donald in the Super Bowl. Like, why can't you shift your game plan to shut this fucking guy down? Shut down their best player. Why are you letting their best player have a fucking heyday?
I think our coach, like, we have good coaches, but I also feel like they're, like, lacking creativity. They don't know how to adjust or, like, make simple in-game movements to stabilize him or get somebody else going. Or...
Well, I think the best coach that we have in our coaching staff is Lou Anarumo.
Yeah, our defense.
Yeah, because our defense showed up. I mean, if you watch in, like, the fourth quarter, you wouldn't think that, but that's because they were on the fucking field so much.
Yeah.
You can't just, on offense, when you go 3 and out and 3 and out and 3 and out and 3 and out, you're fucking over your defense.
And our punter that we drafted in the 5th round gave us no good field position.
Absolutely not. The one chance he had to pin him deep fucking ended in the end zone.
And this motherfucker...
That was his specialty.
And he's from Michigan. You know, it's not like he's from Arizona. He's from Michigan, where he plays in shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking mess. Like, how does this team go to a Super Bowl and we're seconds away from winning? We should have won the...
We should have gone to the Super Bowl this year.
We should have... We're offensive linemen away from having 2 Super Bowl championships.
Absolutely. Well, I don't honestly know that they could have beaten Philly because that was an offensive shootout, and our defense has always carried us in the playoffs.
And that's another thing I want to bring up. Like, Burrow got the biggest contract, and yes, we have the boners for Burrow because Burrow is a goddamn stud. But let's be real. Like, dude, our fucking defense has carried this goddamn team.
Burrow, to me, is less a Brady or Manning and more of a Montana.
Yeah.
Like, a dude that, like, he's not going to throw up the stats, but at the end of the day, like, he gets you the wins.
He's a killer, but he's not a Mahomes where he's just going to light you up all fucking day.
Absolutely not, yeah. And maybe he evolves into that because if you look back at the first few years of Brady, like, I remember back in the day, you wouldn't draft Tom Brady. If you would, he would be your backup quarterback. Because he never put up, like, huge numbers until, like, fucking Randy Moss came to town. And then he got his tight ends, like fucking Gronk and that dude that's dead now.
Yeah, Hernandez. But this is the thing that terrifies me, is obviously with this huge contract, like, the Super Bowl window is closing.
Right.
Like, we're going to lose T. They're going to franchise. They're going to let him walk because the fucking franchise is stupid instead of trading him for multiple picks. You know damn well they're going to do that.
Oh, well, that's how they do, yes.
Yeah, so with his contract, like, okay, I love that we got Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson, and we're going to lose Reeder. We got Hendrickson locked up.
Unless teams are afraid to sign Reeder because of his age.
Yeah, but a lot of teams aren't. The Bengals are. Like, some team's going to drop some cash on him. he's going to get fucking
We'll see.
paid.
Well, that would be devastating if it happened. But,
Yeah. Well, so then once we start losing this defense, and I was talking about Crickets this the other night, I was like, I feel like we're going to start fizzling the fuck out. And I'm almost starting to see what you had said years ago, and you called him Joey Sanchez.
Did I say that?
You did. But I'm also starting to see
I think I said I was worried about that.
Because, Mark Sanchez, he obviously wasn't as good of a quarterback.
But he took the Jets to, like, back-to-back AFC title games.
And he had studs.
Right.
Wide receiver studs.
Right.
And he had that defense that was goddamn killers, dude. Mm-hmm. Which we've got a killer defense. And let's be real. What has Burrow done in the goddamn playoffs besides having the defense carry him? He hasn't.
He's had some plays. Let's give credit where credit's due. He had the play on the sideline where the controversial play to Tyler Boyd against the Raiders. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where they apparently blowed the whistle, but yeah, thankfully they gave us a touchdown on that one. But yeah, I mean, I love Joey B. I think if I remember right, he was like the most accurate passer last year.
He was. But he's also got 2 number 1s.
Right.
And Boyd ain't no fucking
slouch.
Oh,
no, absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, he's got as far as I'm concerned, especially when you throw in Boyd as your number 3, I think he has the most talented trio of wide receivers in the league.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you do kind of wonder, like, with this talent, like, what could a dude like... I hate to say it, but what could a dude like Mahomes do with these fucking receivers?
I hate to say it too, but yeah, let's be real. Like, let's start having that discussion.
Mahomes with these receivers you feel like he would just fucking eat alive.
Yeah,
like the team would just fucking dominate.
He lost his best receiver and won a goddamn Super Bowl.
And that's the thing with like Joey B. It's like, can he do that? And it's like, and you're paying him to be that guy. You're paying him to be the guy that, like, you can say, like, all right, I'm sorry, dude, we can't afford to give you any weapons. We need you to make, like, rookies and, like, fucking old cheap veterans look like
fucking
pros.
Studs. Yeah.
And I don't know if Burrow is that, but I think he could. I think he could be that. I do think he could be that. And I do feel like he was hampered by his injury on this and the weather. And I mean, the ball was clearly slipping off his hand weird, and they kept changing his fucking, like, they had him wear a glove, he wasn't wearing a glove, he was wearing a different glove, so I think they were trying too much, rather than just being consistent, and honestly, I feel like,
but why?
And this may be blaspheme, but I do feel like the issue isn't necessarily Joey B, and I feel like the issue is more Zach Taylor.
I can see that as well, because it's like, you gotta game plan better. You gotta adjust. You
have to adjust, yes.
Which he has adjusted greatly.
And that's the thing that, with this team that I've always liked more than the Marvin teams. The Marvin teams was, you have to have a good lead going into halftime.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna make any adjustments. We're gonna stick to the game plan and do or die.
Yeah.
And for a good chunk of it worked. Mm-hmm. But then it got to a point where teams were figuring that out, and they were adjusting and we weren't, and we would get crushed. Whereas this team is a better second half team, and that's honestly, that is how you build a champion, is off of a second half team.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like with the Reds. And that's what I was thinking too. Like, we're down, and our defense is keeping us in the Browns game, and he just couldn't get nothing going. And these guys got gas, dude.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, offense has to be able to sustain drives. Has to.
And it's happened in all the playoffs.
I think there was a spot. And I can't recall when. I feel like it was like second or third quarter, where they were like right around midfield, or maybe even right around midfield or so. And they had like a 4th down and like 3. And they actually had some momentum on that drive. They made it like a first down or two.
I know what you're talking about.
And I just was thinking, like, fucking go for it.
And usually Zach will, and then he punts the fucking thing.
And then I think that might have even been the one where he was trying to pin him deep and the punter put it in the end zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and I get why he did it because the defense was playing really good at that point. But man, it's like, give him a fucking break.
Yeah.
3 yards, all right? I mean, just a quick fucking, like, that should be just a quick slant route to Tyler Boyd. Just like middle of the field, slant route.
What was also driving me nuts was like Mixon was looking like Mixon.
He was.
And it's like, why are you backing away from the run game?
They did. You're absolutely right. And I know they haven't figured out the third down back yet. That's obvious.
Yeah.
They missed Pirine. Pirine was pivotal on third downs. And they didn't pay him, and it's showing. But I feel like they'll figure that out eventually. I'm willing to just swallow this loss as first game fucking jitters with not really having much of a preseason for like the actual first team offense to fucking work with.
Yeah, if he comes out in week 2 and fires some fucking bullshit like he did in week 1, I'm going to start getting concerned.
I mean, the concerning thing with week 1 was just how badly they looked. Like, at least with, like, week 1 last year, we came back and we almost fucking won that game.
Yeah, and same with week 2. We go down 0-2. And yeah, like, the Browns throttled us on Halloween.
Then we roll off, like, 8 straight or some shit like that.
Because, we won, like, 10 of the last 14. It was crazy, but, you know, that's a lot of wins you got to pull together. And, dude, our schedule's just even tougher. The FC's even tougher. It's a divisional game. And just to not even look like a fucking team, you look like a goddamn Eastgate Chargers team.
Yeah, and they got beat.
The Eastgate Chargers?
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins, I mean, Tua put up a bunch of yards.
Did Junkie James Jr. do anything?
I mean, obviously. He's their only fucking hope.
Yeah, and
John Gruden got fucking ejected from the game for calling Tua a faggot. They just threw a penalty.
Get out of here, Gruden, you fucking...
You know what's sad? I legitimately believe that the Eastgate Chargers, and I'm talking about the Eastgate Chargers, I'm not talking about the Justin Herbert LA Chargers.
Yeah.
The Eastgate Chargers with Sparkles Thunder Thighs and fucking Junkie James Jr. and Tim Tebow as the quarterback.
Hell yeah.
I feel I could have beat the Bengals on Sunday.
Dude, for real. It was pathetic. Like, he was just throwing balls at, like, what are you doing? It looks like I'm playing backyard football.
Right. Like, nothing was in sync. There was at least, like, three or four, maybe more, that just, like, he threw and there was nobody around.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't care if you missed the entire preseason. You're a $300 million quarterback. Look like one.
Right. At the very least, like, take a few shots.
Yeah.
You know, did you notice what happened when he finally did that and he took a shot at Jamar? And they had to fucking hold Jamar and get a defensive pass interference, and that led to our only fucking points of the game.
Yeah.
If that Cleveland player didn't pull his jersey, that could have gone for a huge gain or even a touchdown.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you have really fucking good receivers. And it took them forever, honestly. Like, I felt like just ineptitude on their drives. Finally, it was like they started changing the plan a little bit and like throwing like short passes out to like Jamar Chase and trying to see him and letting him run. They didn't throw anything like that to T. Like, why not throw that to, they do that with Chase. Like, throw it out, like, in the flat and, like, get some blockers in front of him and let's see what happens. Why don't they do that with T?
I think their game plan is they switch T with Jamar. Like, Jamar's usually the deep route guy.
And they were trying to do that with T.
Trying to get cute, and it just did not work at all.
T's a good middle of the field guy.
Yeah, because he's so
just
big.
Find the open space.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and it just, the whole thing sucked.
It was awful. It was just so fucking pitiful.
I mean, Burrow Burrow shoulders a lot of the blame, and I really hope that lights a fucking fire under him. But I think he's taking too much of the blame, and I feel like the coaches should take some of that too.
Well, yeah, I absolutely think the coaches should, because they should have planned or adjusted better. And
I know I was texting you, man. I was like, bench Burrow now.
Yeah.
He is not fucking delivering the ball like he should be.
At the same time, though, it's like, you guys have been playing football your entire lives, and he's been playing with this team for 3 years. There hasn't been much movement, especially on the offense, besides the line.
Well, and I think that was a thing, too. Like, the line, you've got, new pieces like Orlando Bloom. You've got Jonah moving over to right tackle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you've got new pieces in there, and that's got to gel. That's going to take some time.
And you've got a freak on the defense and Myles Garrett that he can line over center. You can put him on the right, the left.
That's what I'm saying, man. When you get these super studs on defense, they just can't fucking... Yeah. They can't figure them out.
Well, they can't.
And why not? Put fucking 3 dudes on that guy. I don't care. If their best player beats you, that's on the coach. You have to neutralize the best player. I don't care if they're like 4th best player, 3rd best player beats us, fucking fine. But when their very best player beats you, that's poor coaching.
And especially a day where, like, your running game was looking good. And you go away from it to just have this dude throw fucking duds.
And the running game extends drives.
Yeah.
It makes drives longer.
That's the thing. Your defense a breather.
You gotta give your defense a breather, yes. The defense was looking good, honestly.
Yeah, the defense was phenomenal. They just got gassed and they got in bad field position.
Absolutely. And I think that's the story of Joey B's career, is that I feel like he's ridden the coattails of the defense.
I agree. And that's what I'm starting to
be concerned about.
Yes.
Because we paid him like he is the one winning these games.
Like a Mahomes.
It kind of feels like the defense is doing it.
Has he really won a game for us, though? I mean, like, yeah, in the regular season.
Okay, so him and Jamar totally dominated that first KC game, and I think there was a game against Baltimore too.
Well, the one we went to the Super Bowl, but remember when they went up?
Oh, the playoffs, yeah. No.
But do you remember when they went up 24 on us, and the defense came out and shut them down to 3 points in the second half?
Right.
Well, okay, yes, the offense had to get the points on the board, but if it wasn't for the fucking defense,
right,
we're toast.
Absolutely.
We're never going to the Super Bowl.
If I remember right, in the overtime period, we got a pick. We got a pick off of Mahomes, Von Beller thing.
We did, yeah, because we were like, oh, here it goes.
They were driving down the field, and it seemed like they were going to score.
Yeah, they got the Bills the week before, and they got into field goal position instantly.
But then we got the pick.
Yeah.
And then all it took was a couple of completions
from
Burrow.
Just little dumps.
Right,
yeah.
and then Evan McPherson.
Which Kansas is not notorious for great defense.
Right, and so, one of the signs to me that this team is maybe a little bit advertised better than it is, especially on offense.
I'm starting to see this.
Is that the other day I was at Kroger. After the game, I went to Kroger to go to the grocery store, and I saw a dude in a jersey. And you know whose jersey it was?
What?
McPherson.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but if your fans are wearing the jersey of your kicker, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I like Burrow. I do think he's better than Dalton. I do not think he's Andy Dalton. I like Burrow, but I don't know that he was worth the amount of money that we paid him.
I'm starting to think that. Now, after he got it paid, I love the dude, and now that he got this crazy, and it wasn't even a sliver above Herbert. It was substantial above Herbert. After that, it's Mahomes has got trash, and at least he kept it a fucking 1-point game against the Lions.
This is the Cincinnati pessimism in me.
Same here.
But I think, and goddamn it, do I absolutely hope I'm wrong. But I think that when you look at their careers, the quarterback out of that class that you're going to be saying oh, that's the dude from that class, I think it's going to be Tua.
You really think so?
Unless he gets knocked retarded again.
Gone syndrome, man.
Yeah. In which case, Jalen Hurts is booked for that quarterback class is just fucking unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't miss.
Did Hurts go in the first round?
So here was the first round of that draft, right?
Yeah.
Burrow first, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Tua was second.
No, Herbert went 5.
Herbert was second?
Yeah.
And Tua went 6?
Well, Herbert went 5, and
And then Tua went,
6. I don't know where Hurts went, though.
Later.
Yeah, maybe second round. I don't know. Or was he first? He was first? Okay.
And
because, I mean, Philly was coming off of, like, a Super Bowl, and, like, shortly after, and then they got Hurts, yeah.
Besides that, so you have Burrow, Tua, Herbert. I feel like those are like the big ones because they were all like in that like those first 10 picks. But yeah, then you have Hurts and Jordan Love all in that first round too.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love honestly looked pretty damn good on Sunday.
They put a number on who did they play? I remember
Chicago.
Yeah, they fucking fucked him up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if Green Bay just continues its fucking ridiculous, like just one amazing quarterback after another, then that honestly you might look back at that as the greatest quarterback draft of all time, like the greatest quarterback class of all time.
I know it's one game, and it, like you said, it's the pessimism of Cincinnati sports.
I feel confident that Burrow's going to have a good season still. I do.
I do too, but I guess instead of enjoying the moment, I'm looking more to the future when we start losing our defensive players. And then it starts really showing that he's just an average quarterback. But at the same time, I've seen that guy throw dimes. Like,
See, here's the thing. Like, I bet that Patriots fans around this time were thinking the same thing.
Yeah. But Brady never took a fucking mess.
But at this point in his career, I think Brady already had like 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So,
and Brady never took a fucking $300 million contract.
Yeah, he was never the highest paid player in the league. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see, but
it's making me nervous.
Here's what I say. I mean, for the simple fact that we went to a Super Bowl and
that was awesome.
Went to the NFC Championship game.
That was awesome too.
Burrow's a man.
Yeah, I mean, he
earned it.
He's worth the fun we had in those 2 years.
Absolutely. And I hope we have some more fun in these next couple years.
But let's be real though. Well,
I'll tell you what, the AFC just got a little bit easier.
Yeah. You know, I didn't shed no tears when I saw that happen.
Oh, I laughed. I felt bad about it afterwards.
I did too.
But I laughed.
I mean, like
4 fucking snaps.
Yeah, dude, because it's like, there's Bengals fans too, because that franchise is a joke as well. Like, you always got these good defenses, but you got these shit quarterbacks.
Right.
And then you
know what? But fuck it. You know,
fuck
I mean,
New York. Yeah.
Here's what I would say. Like, I would love it if it's not the Bengals, wouldn't that be great if Zach Wilson fucking led the Jets to the Super Bowl?
The mill fucker.
Yeah.
I could totally see him at a guy party.
Oh my god, yeah. He looks 19.
Yeah. He just likes to fuck moms.
We should go to like a Jets game and just toss out a guy party membership card onto the field.
Yeah.
With stats on it, like women over 40 fucked.
Yeah. Not his football stats. Beers bonged. I hate that I've got to this, and I think it's the contract that's making me nervous.
And I think it makes all of us nervous, because it's like, it's inking Burrow to a deal, and I mean, he was the most accurate passer last year. He deserves his accolades. I do think he deserves his accolades. But anybody who's paid attention in the playoffs knows that it is not fucking Burrow.
It's not.
It is fucking defense that has gotten us there. I mean, when our Super Bowl run, it made Money Mac a star.
Yeah.
Because
of his clutch kicks.
And why did it make him a star? Because they couldn't fucking finish drives.
Exactly. Exactly. that's what makes me nervous, because now that he's paid, we're losing our defense.
Right. So you take that away, and it's...
And what is he?
Yeah. I mean, he's an 8-8 kind of guy.
I think so, man. I'm starting to really think that.
Yeah, and it's just like...
And you're going to lose Higgins.
If that's the case, if that really is the case, the only thing you can hope for in the next fucking 5 years is that we sneak into the playoffs as like a fucking wild card at like, I don't know, 10-7 or something, and then just get hot.
Yeah.
And that's possible. That is totally possible. The New York Giants did that 2 years.
Yeah.
And managed to get 2 Super Bowls out of it.
Because Eli was no fucking stud.
No, absolutely
But he
not.
also wasn't the highest paid quarterback.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man. It's starting to make me fucking get worried.
I feel like the teams that we put around Burrow, I honestly feel like will be better than any team we put around Andy Dalton.
I mean, Andy has some great defense, dude.
He had great defenses and offenses too, and that was his like the 14 campaign where we all felt like we were going to go to the Super Bowl, and then his stupid fucking thumb got injured.
Dude, and we almost beat the Steelers. But
right.
If we had Andy Dalton, we would have.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we can get there with Andy Dalton, even though Andy Dalton didn't command as much of, like he wasn't paid as much as Burrow is.
Yeah, he had like $119 million contract.
Right. So I don't know. I still feel confident that if nothing else, we will be players.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to return to the toilet.
I don't either. You can see other franchises, because I get on Twitter a lot just for sports, and a lot of other franchises, when they saw that, they're like, God damn, we got to deal with Burrow for 7 more years. Like, he is a threat, but also the threat is the defense is keeping him in these games.
And he's just got, like, insane weapons. But the thing is like, he's never had a good line. And, and it's like we've tried to like beef up the line, and we did have some success last year, but then the line got hurt, and then it was like we got to the playoffs with that same shitty line we had the year before.
Damn. So you start, like, when you bring that up and you start thinking about it, like, this is the best line he's ever had. And
well, they're not gelling yet. And I feel like that's going to take a game or two for them to gel, and then once they do, it'll be like last year. And we had a lot of new pieces on the line last year, too. And, yeah, it took them a while to gel, and then when they did, we just went on a roll.
Yeah, I guess we're just overreacting. I'm overreacting over the one game. It was just...
It's pessimism. It's Cincinnati pessimism.
It is.
I mean, think about, like, after April and the Reds. Like, everybody was just like, this team sucks.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this team. Fuck them. Fuck the Reds. I remember thinking, like... Fuck the Reds. Like, I remember, like, hating the Castellinis and, like, all that shit. Like, hate the general manager. Like, fuck you, I'll go see the Y'alls.
Yeah.
Like, in Florence. And then the Reds started, like, they pulled together, like, that crazy winning streak. And then, like, it was just, like, all of a sudden, we're like, oh, shit, we're a contender. Like, we bring up all these rookies. We bring up Dela Cruz. He's fucking on fire at first. And it's just like, oh, shit. Like, okay, now we see the vision that they had when they were putting together this rebuild.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's ahead of schedule, and that's amazing. And I hope that fans aren't too discouraged by the fact that the Reds have a long shot at making the playoffs. They are still in it. They could get a wild card, but the chances of them getting to the World Series are minimal. But that said, it's promising. And it's like, just don't believe in the vision.
Yeah. Like, you see it all the time with the NFL. Like, teams get hot and you don't see them coming.
Oh, every year there's shockers.
Yeah, I feel like this year is going to be Jacksonville, because they got such an easy goddamn division. And like,
they do, but I'm telling you, dude, I don't know. Miami. I was, like, deeply surprised at how low Tua was going in fantasy football drafts. Like, are you shitting me? This guy has, like, two of the best receivers in the fucking league. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Chase and Higgins, but Tyreek Hill and fucking Jalen Waddle, that's a dynamic duo right there, too.
Yeah.
That could any day challenge our number 1 and number 2.
And Tyreek Hill fucking had himself a day.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Tua looked like an MVP.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I couldn't believe...
Dude, you called in our predictions. Bengals and Miami in the goddamn fucking...
AFC champion.
Yeah, you called it.
I don't know why people are sleeping on Miami this year, because last year before Tua got knocked retarded by us, he was looking really fucking good.
He was.
Like, he had like a 6-touchdown game and shit.
Honestly, if they didn't knock him retarded, Miami probably would have won that fucking game.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, Tua was the overall census, like, number 1
for
pick
number 1, yeah.
until Burrow went fucking...
ham.
Yeah, just
and
went
won the
nuts.
championship.
Yeah.
It was perfect with us getting the number 1 pick because he's a hometown boy and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I actually do think Miami offered us some draft picks to move up.
They probably did.
I think they wanted Burrow, but I'm sure they're happy with Tua now.
Well, because I know they wanted Tua. Because I think Tua fucking broke his hip at Alabama, and that's why he slid.
But yeah, I mean, I could see them, especially now that you know the Jets aren't. I mean, maybe they'll be a threat, maybe they won't without Aaron Rodgers. Who knows?
That defense is good enough.
That defense is good.
And that Zach Wilson kid, he's like an Andy Dalton. So, like, they could be good enough to get to the playoffs.
And yeah, he's got receivers, and he's got, like, an insane trio of fucking running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Breece Hall on his own is just, like, a stud.
Yeah.
And then you throw in Dalvin Cook, and it's just like, holy shit. And then they even have, like, a dude that was a second-round pick from a few years ago. I think his name is Michael Carter or something like that. Yeah, they can make some noise, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll fucking see.
yeah. There's 17 games left. It's just, I don't know, man. That game just, the contract, the game.
It was crushing. Can I ask you a question, like, as a football fan?
Mm-hmm.
When the Bengals lose like they did on Sunday, do you just kind of feel like a dick? Like, for rooting for them? I don't know the psychology of it, and I'd have to look it up, but I do. Like, I'm like, God, like, I've rooted for these fucking guys, and they're just, like, they drop this fucking egg, and it just, and I feel like I have an egg on my face, like, for rooting for them.
It doesn't feel good.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it really ruins your Sunday.
It totally does. It totally does. And it's so weird because it's like, yeah, when they win, your Sundays are dope.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when they lose, you're just like, I don't know. I like, especially how they lost this past Sunday. I sunk into a bad depression for like a couple of days.
Yeah, I was really like amped up. I couldn't wait. Like, I'm sitting there, like, I got up at 8. I'm sitting there pacing for hours.
I woke up at like 1:25 and I was like, oh shit, the game. But we had gone to that wedding the night before.
Yeah, and I specifically drank Friday night to take off Saturday to be ready for that game.
Makes sense, yeah.
And it was just, fuck, man. It's like, what a waste of a fucking day. And
right?
Yeah, after that, it's like, I wasn't motivated or anything.
Yeah, it's just like, you're like, I want to, make something to this day, but I'm just so fucking bummed out.
Yeah, and all I do is, like, I'm scrolling Twitter, looking for interviews, trying to comprehend
right
the disaster that thing was. And it was fucking, I still can't make sense of it.
I mean, the only sense that can be made is the fact that it's happened the last fucking 2 or 3 years.
We don't even get to the AFC Championship game if it wasn't because you guys were at the game where fucking Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson blocked that fucking touchdown. And
fumble in the jungle.
Fumble in the jungle, dude. If that doesn't happen...
Well, you don't know because there was time left for the offense to come down, but
were
they weren't doing anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. He can't do anything against good defenses, man. God, I'm just sounding terrible.
I know. I know. This is like, like the super fans, like that skit on SNL, the stop airs. It is so different for Bengals fans. We're just like the pessimists.
I get it. You got to stay positive, but like the super fans annoy me too. It's like, let's be real. They fucking sucked, dude. Like, let's not, like, sugarcoat it. Yeah, it's week one.
They shit the bed. They absolutely shit the bed.
Yeah, like, there's nothing else to it. They shit the fucking bed. Let's not, like, play this and this and that. This was awful. This was pathetic. The guy signed the biggest contract ever, and he came out and looked like the ghost of Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton would have done better in that game.
Shit. I mean, dude, you remember that playoff game against the Chargers? That's what it looked like. It's like, it was so bad, dude. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. And it's so weird because it's like, Cleveland is all like, haha, we got Burrow's number, and it's like, okay, cool, but you haven't made any playoffs, but...
yeah, and then...
But, I mean, what is that? What is that they have Burrow's number?
For real.
But, I mean, I guess it just goes to show, like, how we talk about, like, at least prior to the AFC Championship game this recent year, like, Burrow having Mahomes' number.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean shit at the end of the day when Kansas City has 2 rings and we don't.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same thing with fucking Cleveland because, yeah, they've beaten Burrow, but at the end of the day, we've made the playoffs, we've gotten to the Super Bowl, they fucking haven't.
Yep. Yeah.
So, I mean, if I'm Cleveland, I'm happy, but, like, I'm not necessarily celebrating just yet because the Bengals defense honestly did shut them down for like 3/4 of that game.
Yeah.
And they only let them score in the 4th quarter because they were exhausted. And so if I'm Cleveland fans, I would have cautious optimism.
Yeah.
And I would even say the same for Bengals fans on the opposite end. Cautious pessimism. Because it was the first game. It's Cleveland. For whatever reason, we don't play them well. So I don't think that they're done. But if they shit the bed against Baltimore this week,
I'm going to start getting concerned, yeah.
I'm going to get concerned. But if it gets to week 3 and they shit the bed, yeah, that's a problem.
What's up, James?
What's up?
Hey, fucking Hall of Famer right here, bro.
Yeah.
What up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Man. Hell yeah. Shit, we'll wrap this up and just hang out and have some beers. But on that note, I guess we're going to wrap this up. Go Bengals and Hoo Day Bros, and until the next episode.
Yeah.
Talk to y'all later, biz heads.
Yep.
Go Party!